Quick little update before we get this food diary video kicked off for the day. I did weigh myself on Sunday, and I'm going to do my weigh-in updates, my weekly weigh-in updates over on my podcast. So I'll link my podcast down below if you want to check that out. Did I gain? Did I lose? What is the scoop? And I did start my secret audio hub. So I'll put a link to that. I recorded a Monday motivational audio. Every Monday, I'm going to record a Monday motivational audio to get us going in our week. So if you want to have access to those, plus other audios that I've recorded about my personal life and about specific topics, links below. So yesterday was the Super Bowl, and I made two things. I made a zuppa toscano soup, which we'll talk about later in this video. And every month for like special occasions, I'm trying, I'm learning how to cook in the kitchen. Cooking is not something I was taught or learned or did growing up and have fun. And so I knew for the month of February, I just wanted to make one dessert. This is not Weight Watchers point friendly. This is, they call it Christmas crack, but I made it Valentine's Day with the saltine crackers, the toffee, and then the chocolate on top, and I put some sprinkles. I ate a lot of this last night. I'm gonna give this away today, which is what I really need to do, figure out what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe drop it off at somebody's house. So yesterday when I counted my points, because I did the zuppa toscano soup, I did this. Yesterday with the Super Bowl, it was a snacky day. So I just used all my points. So I'm going into this week with no weekly points. I just cashed them all in because I did track yesterday, but it was a little tricky. So I just cashed them all in, and this week I'm gonna just be working on building up some activity points and trying the best I can to stay within my points, but I know I might be going into the negative. The phone is ringing. Sheila here. I realized that I didn't show my lunch today, and I filmed it, but I can't find the video footage of it. I made a shrimp, black bean, sour cream taco. And that was my lunch for about 5 points. And the footage just completely disappeared. So, oh man, I had some of my Valentine's Day crack and I didn't film it. And I wasn't doing it to not show you. I think because I didn't film yesterday and I just spilled water. I've been drinking out of my Stanley cup just like this without the straw, and every single time it biffs and it spills all over me. But yeah, I went and got what I tracked. I actually put my Valentine's Day crack recipe in the Weight Watchers recipe thing so I could see how many points it is. And I used 40 saltine crackers to make it, and so I did it in servings of 40 because that would be pretty easy for me to know the square size. So I just had what I tracked as 6 points of my Valentine's Day crack. So hopefully I'll do okay with this. It's like having another person in the house, this treat that I've talked about. It has a personality. It screams at me from the freezer. It wants me to eat it. And it's like, okay, I see you. I had a little bit of you. Now go back to sleep and let me live my life. I want pretzels. I got some cauliflower pretzels. So yesterday I was just kind of off. I was tracking, but I was kind of not filming the video and checking in with you. So my body and brain is just like, let's have fun. It's 40 pretzels for, I want to say 3 or 4 points. I'll have to double check. But I'm just going to fill them in this little bowl. I'm showing you that I'm eating pretzels. Super snacky. I'll probably have a hard-boiled egg after this, then go for my walk. And then I'm having soup for dinner. I thought I was recording and recorded a whole video, and I was not recording at all. I'm having a hard-boiled egg, because I had that Valentine's sugary crack, and then I had all those cauliflower pretzels, which have carbs. So carbs and sugar, I want to keep my blood sugar stable as best I can before dinner. So I'm going for the hard-boiled egg. I'm trying to adjust. Yesterday for the Super Bowl, I snacked a bunch. Like I said, I went way over my points, and so it's really hard today for me to adjust. My body wants to slip in. My taste buds wants to slip into all the snacking just like I did yesterday, and it's not understanding why I'm like, no, we're back in our routine. So I don't have very many points left. I'm going to go over. I'm going to be in the negative the second day of my week. But I'm just trying to make one next right choice at a time. I'm going to eat this and then go for a walk. Out here, the sun is setting. It's golden hour. I'm probably just going to get 2 miles. That's okay. I had a lot of work I had to do today. I ran out of time. But every day, I just try to get out on my walk. And out here with the chocolate lab today. She's a handful. And yeah, food diary update time. I had about 3 points worth of peanuts when I got back from my walk, and I watched an episode of Virgin River. I'm actually so bad at watching TV shows. I am so restless, and if I'm moving around doing stuff, I'm not really paying attention. And then when I try to, I just don't, I scroll on social media, and then I'm like, I used to love watching TV shows and movies, so I've tried to like take it as my work break to sit down and watch a show. And I was like, oh, Virgin River is so boring. I was at 4 episodes in, and then I watched this last episode and it got juicy again. So now I'm sucked in. Of course, they always have the cliffhanger at the very end of the show, but I'm like, no, I don't want to sit here and watch a ton of episodes. I have more work that I need to do tonight. Anyways, for Super Bowl, I made zuppa Toscano soup. Now, I'm doing my Sheila cooking school. I'm rotating through recipes that I want to perfect. I actually had never had this at Olive Garden. I guess this is an Olive Garden recipe. I made it the first time. I hated it. I'm not a creamy soup lover, but for some reason, this soup was like, make it, learn how to make it, and I don't know why. Anyways, so this is my second time attempting to make it after I perfected the recipe, and it turned out good. This is also my second soup that I've made that I can either have without creaminess or with creaminess, and I have perfected that as well. My taco soup calls for cream cheese. I don't put it in when I'm cooking. This soup calls for heavy cream. I don't put it in while I'm cooking. And I've learned that with any types of creamy soups, you can leave the creaminess out and then put a tiny bit, like I might put a tiny bit of half and half on the bottom of my soup bowl tonight, ladle in the soup, mix it up, ladle in a little bit of soup, mix it up, let the creaminess spread, then ladle in the rest of the soup, and I can really control how much dairy and how much cream. And I do that with the taco soup, except I use a little bit of sour cream on the bottom. Then this week, if I just want to eat this without the creaminess, it's like I have 2 soups in one because it could be eaten either way. I also just spent some time inputting this recipe into the Weight Watchers program, Recipe Builder, to see how many points it is. Typically, I don't take the time to do that. I cannot be bothered. I just make a guesstimate. But as I'm going on this 10 more pounds journey, I've lost the 40. I want to lose 10 more. I want to go deeper in my knowledge of just food and nutrition and understanding myself and my recipes. I put it in, and it's about 6 points per bowl. There's sausage in here. I took out like as much grease as I could. Potatoes, lots of curly kale, like 4 pieces of bacon, and then chicken broth. And then I just put like a tablespoon of this in the bottom of the bowl. So that was fun. You know, it's always interesting. I did it with the Valentine's crack. I inputted it, and it's just interesting to see serving sizes in relation to points. It just, it's cool. It's cool. What can I say? It's cool. So I'm going to go ahead and heat this up. I've got my second spin of the day. We're going to have the unsweetened lemonade for our evening mocktail. I don't even put it in a fancy glass, but pinkies up for that. I don't know where the broth went. It just disappeared. So I might have to add some chicken broth to this. And I may sprinkle this. So I pulled this out of the fridge, did an old Sheila trick of putting the hand in and doing this. And I started to chew on it. And I was like, this doesn't taste good. I don't want this. And I spit it out in the sink. This is what we do. If we don't want it, we don't have to eat it, right? We don't have to do it. But I think it would taste good on top of this soup. So we shall see. Here's what it looks like. It looks super authentic, just like at the restaurant. Can't wait to dig in. I had some Valentine's Day crack. Let's just say I probably had 18 points worth. It adds up really fast. Did not show you it, but it is progress that I am coming on here and telling you about it. This is real life. This is my real life food diary. I had a plan to get rid of it today. I was gonna go deliver it at a couple people's houses, but then I was like really got caught up in work and that didn't happen. So then it was here in the freezer and it was screaming at me. And I thought that if I froze it last night, it wouldn't be as good. Like I wouldn't be able to eat it. It wouldn't be as good. It actually is better frozen. So that adds a whole nother layer of the dilemma. Does this mean that I shouldn't cook desserts or shouldn't? It's like, no. I had a stage of my Weight Watchers journey that I'm glad that I didn't do that I really tried to just dial it in. That's how I lost the 40 pounds. But I am trying to pivot to lose another 10 pounds, but also keeping in mind that I want a lifestyle that I get to have fun cooking and I get to build relationships with some more challenging foods for me. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Are they going to go to friends? I hope so. Well, tomorrow's Valentine's Day. And that's why I made them, was for Valentine's Day. So maybe they'll be here for one more day for a little treat, because it's not like I'm going to go out and buy chocolates like I've done in years past or do any of that. So this was like my Valentine's treat that I made for myself. And we can have treats. I could have just had a smaller portion, but I didn't want to, or I didn't do it. So that's the journey that we're on. I'm just being honest with you. Daily food diary. These are the kinds of things that come up and happen. I'm learning, I'm living, I'm loving, I'm cooking, I'm eating, and I'm trying to figure it all out. So yeah, I hope I can stay full. I have quite a bit of work to do for the rest of tonight. I hope that I just stay full. Don't need to do any snacking. If I do need snacking, I'll go for sauerkraut. And that'll be a wrap on my day. I ended my night with 52 points and negative 25 weeklies. I'm proud of myself that I am honestly tracking, brutally honestly tracking, and that I am a human being and that this is life and this happens. Last week, I was really on top of it every single day, and the last couple days, maybe it's the lead up to Valentine's Day, I'm not sure. But I can't dwell in what happened today. Thank goodness. I've been on a wellness journey now for almost 3 years, because before I changed my life and my lifestyle, I would have had an entire day of heavy, point heavy food. And now I have a lot of my day that's super healthy choices. So I have to remember that and go back to that there's been so much growth, and that I am still, when it comes to sugar and chocolate, it's hard for me. It's really hard for me. And crunchy, sugary chocolate treats are really hard. But anyways, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. I can't even, my contacts are so dry, I can barely see. You're not alone. You're not alone if your points go in the negative. You're not alone if you blow all your weeklies in the first day. You're not alone if you go way over your points. You're not alone if you have one day that you've lost weight, and then the days following that you are consuming a lot of points. I'm in this journey for the long haul, for the rest of my life. I'm not in a major rush, although I do want to lose this 10 pounds. Work is really crazy right now. Stress is high in my life. And I'm just so happy. I always go back to being happy that I haven't gained the weight back, that I've been able to keep it off. And I am thinking about food a lot more because I'm trying to lose the last 10 pounds. So like I've said previously, I hope that this evens out. The good news is I don't have really anything wild planned for this week. It's just me hunkered down, getting a lot of stuff done, playing catch up, just work stuff. And so that's good news. What am I going to do with this Valentine's Day crack?